Welcome to part 3 of Vegas Pro Essentials. Now that we have our blank project, let's bring in some source media. This could be video, audio, and graphics. And Vegas Pro makes importing painless by supporting a wide range of formats. We'll also look at how you can keep your media organized once it's inside. Now, the fastest way to import your media is to navigate to your footage in Windows Explorer, select the files, and drag them straight to the timeline. It's that easy. You can grab the timeline cursor and start scrubbing through the media. In Vegas Pro, these clips or segments in the timeline are called events. I'll be saying events a lot in this course. If you're coming from another editing software, events are the same as clips. Just be aware that if your first event in the timeline is a different resolution to the project, you will be asked if you want to change the project's resolution to match the footage. In most cases, if you've set up the project to what you need, you would click No and your footage will scale to the timeline. Alternatively, if you want the project to adjust to the footage, then click Yes. Please don't worry about this, as you can easily edit the project settings at any time like you saw in the previous video. Now, instead of constantly tabbing between Vegas Pro and Windows Explorer, which could become annoying, there is also an inbuilt Explorer tab which does the same thing. Simply navigate the folders to your media, select them as before, and drag them into the timeline. There are also other import methods which we'll get to shortly, but at this point, you could start editing and moving events around the timeline. We're not going to do that. Instead, I want to show you something that will save you a huge amount of time as you start editing. I'd like to talk briefly about media organization. This will become invaluable to you as your projects grow and your productions become more ambitious. In the docking area, we've been looking at the Explorer tab. As I mentioned, this is an inbuilt file browser like Windows Explorer. However, Vegas Pro manages all imported sources in the Project Media tab. Here are all the sources we've added into the project and edited into the timeline. So Explorer is a file browser, and Project Media is where you collect all the media that is specific to this project. You can also drag and drop media from Windows Explorer into the Project Media without editing a source to the timeline. Unless you're working on a very simple timeline, this is the best way to start. You gather all your materials, or you can try different takes, graphics, or audio without disturbing the timeline. A huge benefit is that you can scrub your media with the cursor over the thumbnail, and if you want to preview a source, just use the play and stop buttons to interact with it. You can also call up the properties of your media to check any details, but there should be nothing to worry about at this stage. Another point to mention is if you delete media from the Project Media window, it will delete the instance in the project, including in the timeline, and you'll be left with empty gaps. However, it will not delete your actual file on your hard drive. But if you delete a file in the Explorer window, it will delete your physical file. So remember the difference. Speaking of importing media, the other way to import media into the Project Media window is to click Import Media in the toolbar, and you get a more traditional import window. Now, by default, when looking at your media, you are looking at all the media inside the project. This is what's selected on the left. But this gets extremely messy when we have a lot of files to work with. The more that is in this area, the longer you have to search to find the right shot. To organize your media, the Project Media window offers multiple options. You could filter the media by type, which would typically be video, audio, and stills. Vegas Pro automatically sorts this for you. You can also tag media with specific keywords using media tags. This involves enabling media tags in the View menu, selecting some common shots, and giving them a tag. I'll label these with fitness. The tag appears under the tagged media header, and when you select it, Only the media associated with the specific tag will be visible in the window. The last method of organizing your media is using bins. Bins are virtual folders and the most common way to sort clips when editing. There are a couple different types. For essentials, we'll stick with custom bins as they're going to feel familiar to anyone who's worked with folders before. And that's everyone who's watching. You can create a new custom bin with the right-click menu, give it a name, and start dragging sources into the bin. So you could have bins based on location, shot types, audio, graphics, and maybe a bin for elements you use in every video. This is all about keeping organized. Just remember that with all the sorting, you are only working within Vegas Pro and not moving the actual files on your hard drive. Lastly, if you want to search for a source or multiple sources, you can click the search button. Here you can search your bins by a range of criteria and keywords. The search results will create an entry on the left, and you can see the media files in the main window. What's really useful to know is that these search results remain in the current session. You can always come back to them without having to do the search again. Just be aware that opening other projects or restarting Vegas Pro will remove the search results. But you can make it permanent. Right-click on the search results and save it as a custom bin. So now you've learned how to bring in as well as organize your media using Vegas Pro. In the next video, we'll move into the timeline and how you can use Vegas Pro's editing tools to cut your edit. See you shortly.